Even for me, somebody who peruses the news and social media on a daily basis, you think that you're totally desensitized to just senseless violence, but then there's one story or a couple of different stories that cross your timeline and then you realize that, wow, still got a little humanity that's left in there, and you wonder what is even going on anymore. You just start to ask yourself, why is there just no repercussions for any of this stuff? But thankfully, well, I guess that there's going to be some justice. I'm just waiting for, a jury to just go, we can't charge these kids. They're just kids after all. But it's a story that, well, I can't show you the video because YouTube is really cucked when it comes to this. I'm not an official news channel or anything like that. All I am is just, well, I'm as much of a journalist as anybody who's employed by any of these rags anyways. But I can go ahead and I can show you some still shots and I can go ahead and cover the story as best I can. This, I believe, happened over the past weekend, okay? Andreas Probst, he was a former police chief, a police captain in some area, okay? He held a very high ranking in a police department, and this happened in Las Vegas. Well, it happened because a 17 and a 16-year-old decided to perform a hit and run while live streaming it. I mean, like, these kids will do anything today for clout, including killing a guy. Yeah. Teenage driver accused of fatally mowing down a retired police chief. Okay, he is a police chief. Biking along a Las Vegas road should be tried as an adult, prosecutor said Monday, as the victim's wife reportedly called for outrage in the courtrooms. Yeah, no, exactly, because the video that I seen, which unfortunately I can't show you guys or anything like that, is just two youths behind the steering wheel crash into one lady and then continue to go down the road and then see that guy that's right up there. One of them, can't really tell, very shoddy camera work, by the way, just says, yeah, you should go hit him, and then they just accelerate and then they just plow into the guy and you see him hit the windscreen, and then they take a look back and he's just kind of lying on the street. And obviously, 64-year-old Andreas Probst was deliberately struck by a Honda at 6 in the morning on August 14th, and the 17-year-old driver was arrested in the shocking caught-on-camera hit and run. Yeah, like I said, man, you think that you're desensitized to shit, and then you see it, and it's like, wow. Yeah, that's, something. The teen is facing a murder charge that was filed in juvenile system, but the Clark County District Attorney's Office said in a news release Monday that it wants to charge the suspect as an adult. You're noticing anything when it comes to these descriptions? You're noticing anything when it comes to 17-year-old driver, suspect? Not really noticing any names, not really noticing any descriptions, not even in this article noticing any pictures of the driver, even though you can, like I said, you can see everything up to and including the point. It's like, yeah, go hit that motherfucker. I don't necessarily think that was the exact verbiage, but yep, all the way up to the hit and then taking a look back. And yeah, man, it's disgusting. The DA's office and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department are also seeking a second suspect who was probably the guy who was filming, apparently a teen boy who was giggling while filming the horrifying incident. Yeah, these are shitbag individuals. We know now that the driver's 17 and then his accomplice was 16. Yeah, if you're laughing about picking out and committing premeditated murder, I think the rest of your life should probably be served behind bars. I'm just saying. I'm confident that the justice will be served in this matter once the investigation is complete and the appropriate charges have been filed, Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson said in a statement. Driver has not been identified because of his age. Well, don't worry, man. We can just go ahead and we can move forward a little bit because charges have been filed and suspects have been named, but they haven't been pictured. But that's all right. I got those pictures for you. Hey, Jesus Alaya, 17. We wanted to go ahead and shield his persona because he's underage. Is named as the driver of the car that deliberately struck and killed retired cop Andreas Probst while he cycled. Yes, he and passenger Jzamir Keys. Okay, cool. I can see where we're going with this, hey? 16. We're both set to be charged as adults with the murder. Yo, round of applause for Clark County DA's office actually stepping up and doing the right thing this time around. Two teenage boys believed to be behind the sick hit and run homicide of a retired police chief in Las Vegas has been named, and they've been charged as adults. Jesus Alaya, 17, and Jzamir Keys, 16, are identified identified as intentionally striking Andreas, 64, when he was riding his bicycle down an empty highway in the northwest of the city at around 6 in the morning at August 14th. Yeah, I don't know about this. This was at least reported early. It could have been corrected at this point in time, but I think the kids stole the car that I'm saying kids, these fucking murderers ended up stealing a car and then committing the acts afterwards. So I don't know if that's true or not, but, we seen everything else that was on camera, obviously, running into one vehicle and then obviously, killing a 64-year-old. Alaya was arrested the same day, accused of being the motorist behind the wheel of the 2016 Hyundai Elantra, which hit the retired cop. Meanwhile, Keys, who was detained this week following a police appeal for information, is believed to be the passenger who goaded the attack and filmed the sick video. So yeah, if that doesn't scream premeditated murder, I don't know what does. The duo were transferred to Clark County Detention Center on Wednesday and will face charges of murder with a deadly weapon, battery, and attempted murder in Las Vegas Justice Court, according to local reports. I'd imagine that probably comes with mandatory 25 to life. Like, there is no two ways about that one. These kids are going away forever because, well, the evidence is right there, man, and I hate it. I hate it so much. They appeared in separate hearings on Wednesday morning in family court, per the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Daily Mail has contacted police, the attorneys, the confirmation, and a photo identification of the suspects. Don't worry about it, because I actually have it right here. But first and foremost, we got all of these developments, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to need to make sure that I include somebody who's going to get a little egg on his face. Probably one of the biggest, at least one of the most vocal brainlets all over the internet that just think that it's simple white supremacy whenever anything happens. Tariq motherfucking Nasheed. The dude failed as a rapper so hard, but he did have one hot bar where he said that his dick was a weapon of mass destruction to white supremacy. Shit's kind of funny, but he's a perpetual grifter. He's fucking atrocious, man. And here was his take on this situation. Not so much that, a Hispanic guy lost his life. After a week of white supremacists online falsely claiming that these suspects were black, Vegas police released their names, and like we said, the suspects are two white Hispanics. White Hispanics. Wait a minute. Okay, I know a little bit of Spanish, okay, but nothing about this screams white Hispanics. Jesus Alaya and Jzamir Keys. Nothing about that screams white Hispanic. Like Phil Gomez or Carlos Rodriguez, you might be able to get away with that shit. But when you have the driver, nice face and neck tattoo. Oh, and another face tattoo as well. North Carolina. Stupid. That's across the country, unless that's some gang shit that I don't fucking know about. But yeah, white Hispanic that you have right there. Oh, and as Tariq finished up, the Vegas teenagers charged as adults over the murder of Probst named, and then links out and says that they're two white Hispanics. Yeah, exactly. This is your brain on, everything is racist and you need to point it out. So yeah, there's the driver, 17-year-old, and yes, noted white Hispanic. Jzamir, the white Hispanic. Bruh, you couldn't have been more wrong if you tried. Two of Keys' relatives cried during his first appearance in court in front of a hearing. Masters Timothy Andrews. Oh, there's the white guy that you were looking for, Tariq. One of Aaliyah's female relatives also attended his appearance before hearing Master Randall Foreman and issued the assistance of and used the assistance of a translator. Holy shit, man. How far back in the family tree do we need to look in order to find the illegal link? I'm asking. She shielded her face and held back tears as she walked past reporters outside the courtroom, according to the Journal. She's probably like, yeah, he was a kid. Can I go now? That was about it. Police said that they also tied the teens to at least 3 hit-and-run incidents the same day. Wow. Holy shit, man. Okay, I'm just saying, don't even bother with the cot space. You got to make an example, for fuck's sakes. Holy. They believe the slaying of Probst, a former police chief in Bell, California, ended the spree. Graphic video has shown a dashboard video in the front seat of the vehicle approaching Probst from behind while he was riding near the curb on the otherwise traffic-free road. Laughter and comments from inside the car are heard before Probst, wearing a red shirt and dark shorts, was struck and thrown against the windshield. Final image of the moving car shows a retired cop on the ground beside the curb. I don't recommend watching it. It's something that's definitely going to stick with me for a while, and at least until, all the court proceedings follow through, because this was a grandfather, just a grandfather out for an early morning bike ride that ended up getting mowed down, just some senseless violence. I would say throw the book at him. Like, there's no two ways about this, man. This is one of the most despicable things that I've seen in a minute. Deputy Police Chief Nick Faris called the intentional hit, the stolen vehicle, and sick video a cowardly act, and that in my 22 years of law enforcement left me personally appalled. At the news conference Tuesday, Taylor Probst described her father, known by loved ones as Andy, as a man of honor, integrity, and worked more than 35 years in law enforcement. We are devastated by the senseless murder of Andy, she said. Andy's life was robbed by two individuals who did not believe that other lives matter. A little shot across the bow on that one. Probst urged the DA's office to take these criminals to the furthest extent to the law. Well, as the charges sit right now, I would imagine that probably carries a fairly hefty penalty. And as long as they can put the second kid in the passenger seat, and they can put those both of those, well, they've been charged as adults. Those two little fucks, they can place them in the car right there. It's about as, cut and dry slam dunk of a case as you can get. The only thing that they can hope for is a leniency in the sentencing, but yeah, ended up going up against a retired police chief. Best luck to you. Hopefully your future cellmate doesn't hit you as hard as you hit Probst. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.